intense drama, hopeless romantic type stories, probably the twin flame stories, the soulmate stories, because the okay, January 24th, 2026, I cease believing in invisible money as my supply and my support. And I view the world of effect as it truly is, simply an outpicturing of my former beliefs. I believed in the power of money. Therefore, I surrendered my God-given power and authority to an objectified belief. I believed in the possibility of lack, thus causing a separation in consciousness from the source of my supply. I believed in the mortal man and carnal conditions, and through this faith gave man and conditions power over me. I believed in the mortal illusion created by the collective consciousness of error thoughts, and in doing so, I limited the unlimited no more. This day, I renounce my so-called humanhood and claim my divine inheritance as a being of God. This day, I acknowledge God and only God as my substance, my supply, and my support. OMG. Because these transits been hitting me. Ooh, 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 they've been hitting me. Mm. Okay, okay, here we go. Of course, every time we do the abundance ritual, we also do a statement principle of faith, and we're doing today principle 8. It says here, my consciousness of the spirit within me as my unlimited source is my divine power to restore the years the locusts have eaten. Woo, hold on. Because when I said these transits been when I say they been me. Woo, it said my consciousness of the spirit within me is going to tap it out. Within me, as my unlimited source, is the divine power to restore the years the locusts have eaten, and to make all things new, to lift me up to the high road of abundant prosperity. This awareness, understanding, and knowledge of spirit appears as every visible form and experience that I could possibly desire. I'm going to say that one more time. It says, my consciousness of the spirit within me as my unlimited source is the divine power to restore the years the locusts have eaten, to make all things new, to lift me up to the high road of abundant prosperity. This awareness, understanding, and knowledge of spirit appears as every visible form and experience that I could possibly desire. Okay, look, let's take the screen share off. All right, so I shared in the short that I'm doing. Um, I'm beginning to share my truth. Right. So, like I said, these transits have been hitting me like a whoop, de whoop, de whoop. And if you know anything about an Aquarius, we just okay. Yes, we do. So the way these transits have been hitting the Aquarians, and if you research astrology, it doesn't matter which form of astrology you research because you're in good company here. But my very specific Mercury transit hit, and baby, it's been interesting. Yes, it has. Cracked that Aquarius smile. Like, ooh, because it's like universe, you trying to fight. That is why we're doing this abundance ritual, because why we are training our consciousness. What I love about the structure of the Christian church is the fact that it puts you in a practical exercise of reframing your mind towards the positive. Now, I think I mentioned yesterday that I don't think the corrupted individuals take away from the systems. I do think they are practical. I think they are functional. I think that certain souls learning certain lessons need certain practicality like that. I said what I said. I know some people are gonna be mad. Ooh, I understand because we are entering this hot 14 year. Oh, no, not let me say hot. No, not let me say hot because the spiritual warriors, right? The spiritual warriors. We are entering the year of the spiritual warriors. And I just want to say how interesting this has been. How interesting this has been. There were certain transits that happened on January 21st that began to rock relationships. For like all relationships, baby. Oh, certain. Oh, it just began to rock all the relationships. And then you guys know I like to study certain things. And so I learned about certain marker. Oh my gosh, I can't think of the term for it right now because y'all know I'm a bit of a polymath. So I can't think of the term right now. But this marker literally predicts the types of relationships you would have. And so you might have different people that's like, oh, I keep meeting twin flames, and oh, it's been hell, it's been rocky, raw, you know. And I understand. Yep, I understand. But let's get into some like practical truth about it, right? So certain individuals have agreed to certain lessons and certain things, right? So in my awakening when I was younger, I watched the movie Eve's Bayou. Eve's Bayou, right? I watched this movie. And in this movie, you remember the daddy's sister, the auntie, who found out that she was the Black Widow. She could not understand why every man that she kept deeply falling in love with would die. And so, the voodoo lady told her, it's because you're a Black Widow. I don't need no bones for this. I don't need no bones for read your fortune. The movie was good. Wasn't it good? Oh, I love that movie. It was right. It was right, right? But did you know that in Hinduism, they have specific markers that tell you if you got it or not? Did you know that? So some people do not have it at all. They do not have it at all. Some people got it halfway. They got it halfway. And what that means is if you are someone that has it halfway, you tend to have some interesting relationships. The person don't die, but it's interesting. It's it can be passionate, intense, drama, hopeless romantic type stories, probably the twin flame stories, the soulmate stories, because the both people probably got it halfway. So nobody dying. It's just, you know what I'm saying? No, but then there are individuals who have it completely. And so for those individuals, it's best if they marry someone who also has it completely because it cancels out. That's right. Two Black widows can get together and it cancels out. Nobody has to die, right? Can just genuinely be in love, be happy. Yep. And then in Hinduism, they actually give you remedies, things you can do to offset the practical energy of having this predictive marker in your relationships. So I just how would I describe this? I just want to share that. I wanted to share that because some people may be under the impression that, hey, if I just leave this boo and get another boo, boo, y'all know that's not my word. I love all of my teachers and mentors. I do. But I'm gonna keep saying boo because I love her. She know who I'm talking about. She knew who I'm talking about. But no, you can't just go from this boo to this boo to this boo and then to that boo and think that you just gonna keep going from boo to boo to boo and you're gonna get a perfect relationship. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. Some people find somebody they can be more functional with. they can have more balance with. But to think almost to replace the person doesn't take away the predictive marker in your chart. So, I'm not saying, I'm not trying to say this in a fatalistic type of way. I'm just saying, according to consciousness, according to awareness, be aware that you might have different personality traits and they could be hunky dory all the time. And that's all right. You might be one of the wild ones. It's all right. So if you do not have my book, Finding Love by Design, I want to share a little bit of why I created that book. I actually created that book for myself, for my own relationships. I started to research metaphysics to heal myself and to heal my relationships. And you know what? That's all I'm gonna say about that. This book, Finding Love by Design, it goes into your life path numbers. Now, honestly, I probably should do a part two because of what I've learned in Hinduism and about the word is in my face. Masha, I don't want to say it wrong. I don't want to say it wrong. So if you are Hindu or you speak Hinduism, you can comment and help me out. I'm open to that. I'm good with that. It's like I don't want to say it wrong. Masha do Dolang do. Anyway, there's a marker that lets you know this information, and I'm probably gonna put that in a book. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, that's not how it works. So what is something that you can do to offset the energy and protect your partner? Now, certain people, like if you notice your relationship could be hot and cold, fire, too passionate, if both of y'all end up, in jail at some point, you probably both got a halfway, right? So what can you do? Feed birds. Something so simple, something so helpful, healthy, and beautiful that it actually puts forth more positive energy into the universe that lightens things on your relationship, energetic wise, feeding the birds. Another thing I learned you can do is you can get turmeric, put it right here on your third eye. Turmeric. I think I got a video where it was on my forehead. Turmeric right here. What's another thing you could do? So yeah, like I said, um, I've been learning some things because y'all know I like to learn some things. But at the same time, my background is I'm still a preacher's kid. I'm still a church girl, still a church kid. It's just I'm eccentric. I'm eccentric. I'm eclectic. I'm a polymath. And that's that. So I know I started sharing some stories. I don't want to just be rambling, but let's get on the focus of the title, Holy Rest. This is the day of rest. You're supposed to, according to the Bible, supposed to work 6 days a week, rest on the seventh day, and the seventh day would actually be Saturday, right? Where we live, it would actually just, be Saturday, and Sunday would be the first day of the week. Um, which y'all know the story, how that was changed by the Council of Nicaea, the Holy Church of Rome to officially make Sunday the first day of the week. I mean, the seventh day of the week instead of the first day of the week. Look, there's so many Hebrew Israelites that can teach y'all about that. In fact, I would recommend one. Um, oh, the one I recommend is the Israel of God by Brother Bowie. I like Brother Bowie. I think I found Brother Bowie in like 2014. So yeah, I like him. I recommend him. I'm not gonna tell you that part, but the reason this is titled Holy Rest is because it's supposed to put you back in the mindset of positive spiritual things, rest, sleeping, listening to music, making sure by sundown, your meals is already cooked. Nobody's doing any work. You're not trying to make anybody else work. Um, so yes, rest, chilling, spending time with God, spending time reading scripture, spending whatever the holy scriptures you read, sacred texts you read. I'm used to this pseudepigrapha.com where you can kind of just look at everything. And then at my university, they introduced me to a new website. Almost forgot about that. They introduced me to a new website that gives you even more sacred texts and books. So, whatever your sacred books are, read that. Try your best to not entertain arguments, fights, conflict, anything that will take away from having that sacred time of replenishment. That's not the point. That's not the goal. So I know I talked about a lot. I know I jumped around a lot. I didn't have a particular agenda other than to go through this abundance ritual and go through our statement of faith principle. As this ritual continues, I will be sharing more truths. Yep. See you tomorrow.